Was out with a torn ACL, so Kevin De Bruyne is restored and captains the side, and Jeremy Doku gets a start with Dodi Lukebakio dropping out. Shoulder Keitala starts up front, fresh missed 2 goals against the USA. All-time top scorer Romelu Lukaku lies in wait on the bench. Well, the stars are most definitely out in Hollywood. And ahead of kickoff, we will be observing a moment of silence here for the victims of the wildfires in Almeria in southern Spain, which have claimed the lives of at least 12 people, with many more still accounted for. And the 2 teams now gathering around the centre circle, ready to make
for a moment of silence
their tribute
in memory of the victims of the tragic wildfires in Almeria, Spain.
Impeccably observed, and our thoughts and prayers go to all of those affected.
It's time for the countdown to kickoff, powered by Aramco.
So this is it, a place in the final 4 on the line for Spain and Belgium. And the countdown begins in LA. A shrill of the whistle from Michael Oliver, and we are underway in Los Angeles for the 8th and final time of this FIFA World Cup before it rolls on to Dallas. Belgium in their change strip, kicking from right to left in this opening half, and Van Aken getting in behind Cucurella early on. The ball had just gone out of play, but an early sign of Belgium's intentions.
No question about it. The vertical game is on today for Belgium. The way they've put their lineup together here also is going to show that. But you're going to see them 1-2 passes at times and really looking to hit the channels here today and get behind Spain, especially when Spain's in extended possession.
Well, there is a feeling that Belgium have been growing stronger with each game. Rudi Garcia, who said before the match he had 2 teams in his head, the starting 11 and the finishing 11, but has been given an additional headache today with Yuri Tielemans being a late withdrawal. No confirmation as to why he's had to pull out, but undoubtedly that's a big blow. Already without Onana and now without Tielemans.
Yeah, and he was a dictator in midfield against the United States. He was absolutely outstanding in that 4-1 victory. So the middle third of the field is a big area for Belgium. Van Aken, Haskin, these guys are going to have to really step up today to be controllers and balancers for Belgium.
This is Pau Cubarsí, who's been outstanding at this tournament. Only 19 years of age. The Barcelona man partnering the more experienced Aymeric Laporte. Started every game, Cubarsí, at these finals. Oyarzabal. That's a good ball. And a chance here for Spain to really have a go at Belgium. Baena to Cucurella. And Baena will look to keep this alive. There was an offside flag. Well, there is Yuri Tielemans, sat behind Romelu Lukaku. And a major blow for him not to be available. And of course we are in the land of the rich and famous, and Javier Bardem, the famous Spanish actor, is here. He is not the only one. I dare say we'll get a glimpse of a few Hollywood stars throughout the course of the afternoon.
Yeah, so this is interesting. Belgium is definitely not going to sit back. They're going to push a little higher into the middle third of the field as much as possible in this. Try and get moments of possession like right now. And mix it up. You just cannot drop off deep against Spain. You will suffer.
Well, they were excellent in the victory over Austria in this stadium. Really had to grind it out against Portugal. And people have said they've not really hit their straps yet, but certainly in those two games we saw different sides to them, and that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, for sure. And we see in tournaments teams turn into different things.
Oh, lovely drop of the shoulder from Dani Olmo. Baena. Ruiz showing for it and getting it. Here's Rodri. And some space here for Cucurella. Castagna has to get out to him. Over it comes from Ruiz and hoisted away by Mekela. Another player who's had a really good tournament in the colours of Belgium.
Now Mekela's an older veteran experience. Played at Bruges, and he's partnering a young defender too in Ngoy.
Touch there for Lamine Yamal, who's looking for the return from Porro. And Mekela smelt danger and dealt with it appropriately.
He's getting put to work early here, though. You're getting the penetration out wide for Spain. You're getting width, and that means center backs are going to be tested with delivery and balls played into the box.
Here's Rodri, player of the match in the last game. And it's an interesting battle in midfield, because you've got Rodri and you've got his former Manchester City teammate Kevin De Bruyne in there. Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal. Just couldn't quite feed it through for Dani Olmo. Doku. Oh, gets out of a tight spot with ease. Made that look easy and is away from another as well. Doku again. Now a chance to open things out. Nathan Ngoy of Lille, partnering Brandon Mekela of Club Brugge. De Bruyne, now of Napoli, of course.
We know why he's out there. He's out there to make that one moment, that one ball, that one thought in combination with the attacking players like a Jeremy Doku and targets that are up front.
Yeah, it was a big call from Rudi Garcia in the last game. Quite a few eyebrows raised at the side of no De Bruyne, no Doku in the starting lineup, but they still managed to do the business.
That was a brave move from a lot of youthful players against a younger, aggressive U.S., and it worked 100%. You have to say the tactical battle was won that day by Rudi Garcia.
It's been a confident start from Spain. Cucurella, now of Real Madrid, the only player in the squad to represent Real Madrid, amazingly. As Rodri guided out here to Lamine Yamal and turned clear by De Kuyper.
Well, you said it. Is this the game Lamine Yamal really breaks out here? That could be a good sign when you're thinking about trying to get to a semi-final and then on to a final, win a second World Cup. But maybe this will be his breakout game. He's had glimpses. He's got a goal in the tournament, but maybe this is the moment here now that it gets lifted for this young, exciting talent.
Laporte. That's gone loose. And Ngoy dropping on it for Belgium. Belgium aiming to reach their third World Cup semi-final. They've lost to the eventual winners on their two previous visits there. France 2018, Argentina back in '86. And rather surprisingly, Spain looking to reach only their second World Cup semi-final. Of course, won it in 2010, this tournament, but that was a surprise with all the talent they've had through the years.
Yeah, it is a big surprise, but that's what happens when you do a deep dive on the research and the history. And of course, they've won the Euros, and it just, you know, you think of all the players. Look at the players that didn't make this team: Alvaro Morata, Dani Carvajal, Jesus Navas. These are all sort of a generational switch here to a degree now. by Luis de la Fuente, but those are very tough decisions to have to make as a manager.
This team very much on a roll, though, unbeaten in 36 competitive matches.
It's like a new leadership group. It's also a little bit more belief and confidence in younger players.
Van Aken, who scored against the USA. Ketela scored 2 goals in the last fixture. He's got a fabulous header. Bayana, Ruiz making moves out to the left. Rodri, Laporte to Cucurella. Yamal's on the move, and that's where the ball is heading now, but he was tugged at. Michael Oliver says Spain free kick.
So Yamal goes over to the far side of the field. You got an overload. Essentially, you're trying to create 2 versus 1s, 3 versus 2. All of a sudden, he drifts over there. Now you got a free kick, as he just got yanked from behind by Trossard. So it sets up a beautiful free kick here.
Well, Rodri having some height in there for Spain. Thibaut Courtois on red alert here. Really fizzed in. Cucurella let it go. Fabian Ruiz, good ball. Rodri's shot is blocked. Now Cucurella, and Belgium looking for a route to safety, and they might have got one to Kuiper, giving that one away though. Likewise Pedro Porro for Spain.
And by the way, you got 2 goalkeepers here today. You got to do something special to beat in Unai Simon of Spain and Thibaut Courtois of Belgium.
Yeah, Courtois making his 21st World Cup appearance here today. Only Manuel Neuer of Germany can top that.
Makes the goal look small. There's Doku. And then this was the key block here. I think it's been a confident start for Belgium. It's the one they would have wanted.
Makela played every minute of this tournament so far for Belgium. Looking forward to Ketela. Laporte. Rodri.
This is a big challenge for Belgium, missing 2 very big pieces in midfield. Seemingly dealing with it very well so far, but to lose Tielemans, Onana, these are big pieces.
Raskan, that's a decent ball to Ketela, going after it. It's a vital touch as well. Laporte it was, just to nick it out of his path.
Well, one thing you know about Ketela, he's going to run down everything. He's not going to give up on anything. You can't lose your concentration for a second against him.
Laporte. Alex Bayana of Atletico Madrid still operating wide on that left-hand side. Nico Williams not fully up to speed after picking up an injury, and Bayana here, it's a lovely touch. And going the way, had to be. What a clever run that was, in from the left, to latch on to that straight ball through.
It's straight, it's vertical, and it's bent, and he's kept on side here. Just a little curl to keep himself on side, and wow, looked like it went off the arm of a Belgian defender.
Yeah, that was definitely the claim. Keita's flick. Doku. De Kuyper's made an excellent run up from left back and delivers. It's too close to Simon.
First time Maxime De Kuyper has gotten forward. You're going to have to do that a little bit here today. Castan on the other side of the field will want to do that for Rudy Garcia as well.
Rudy Garcia's 20th game in charge of Belgium today. He's lost only one, and that was his first. It was a playoff game in the Nations League that he lost. But they were beaten in the first leg. He won the second. Very good start to his career with Belgium in his first international job. Oyarzábal. Cucurella. Van Aken in the way. And Spain have got it back again. Rodri to Dani Olmo. Lamine Yamal. And now a chance for Belgium to break out. De Bruyne feeding Doku.
Yeah, this is what they're looking for. Spain has recovered well for the moment.
Well, Doku's done brilliantly here. De Keitela faced by Cucurella. First effort block. De Keitela gets it back again. Castagna and Cucurella once more able to get rid.
Well, that's the beauty of having Doku back in the lineup. He could beat people off the dribble.
Well, the FIFA Secretary General is in attendance today. Matthias Grafstrom, the King of Belgium, is in attendance also. Doku up against Lamine Yamal, who picks his pocket. Oh, wonderful from Yamal. Crowd enjoyed that, no wonder.
Well, it was the first coming together of those two in a big, big way where they were really isolated. And boy, did that bring the crowd to their feet.
Fabian Ruiz. Bayana onto his right foot, finding Dani Olmo, juggling with it. Just couldn't get it under his spell, though. But the warning signs are there for Belgium, for sure.
What a player. Dani Olmo gets in the hole, finds his space. Lamine Yamal, listen, he does do some defensive work. Don't forget that. And he's going to show it right here against Doku. These two guys on the same side of the field is something special to watch here today.
2025 Ballon d'Or runner-up, Lamine Yamal. They have been building his minutes up gradually the longer that this tournament has gone on. He came over to North America carrying a hamstring injury, completed the full 90 against Portugal. He has got a goal at this tournament in that win over Saudi Arabia, but the feeling is he is yet to really show his true ability on the biggest stage of all. There he is, touching the ball inside for Pedro Porro, looking for the switch out to Baena. Don't think he's got the legs to reach it. He hasn't.
What an idea, though. So if you watch Rodri today, you'll know that Spain is doing well if he's getting a lot of the ball. He'll split the center backs. He comes out, comes back in, builds the game, is a key distributor. So if he's on the ball a lot, you'll know that a lot of good is happening for Spain. The more Rodri, like right now, is on the ball, the better.
Jeremy Doku, Yamal on the ground and looking towards the referee. Doku sprints away. Trossard to Doku. Castagna joining in, looking to pick out the cross for De Kuyper. Oh, Michael Oliver has blown his whistle. A foul by De Kuyper on Porro.
Well, De Kuyper trying to get in the box, but here's the turn on Lamine Yamal. This is sort of the collision here. De Kuyper getting himself in the box as an outside back. and attacking it with vigor.
This is Pau Cubarsí, who became the youngest defender to play for Spain when he made his debut at 17 years and 60 days old, just before the last European Championship, which of course Spain were crowned champions of. Cubarsí has cleared his teammates with that, and it's safely gathered by Courtois. And Luis de la Fuente, whilst not being a glamorous appointment when he first got the job, he certainly silenced his critics. He's fostered a terrific atmosphere. Every single player speaks highly of him. A fair few will know of him, of course, having played under him at various Spain youth levels.
But he made it very clear coming into this game in the press conference, we're not changing anything. We continue with our possession game, our pressing game. Nothing is going to change for us. That's the way we're going to do it.
Olmo finding Pedro Porro. That runs short, though. Will it reach Fabian Ruiz? And Lamine Yamal has been pulled up for a foul. A foul on Brandon Makela.
Yeah, right there, Yamal just kind of hooked his legs around a Belgian player.
That's the first time in any edition of the World Cup that neither Germany or Brazil are among the quarter-finalists. Still some big names left in. Two on view here. France and Argentina still in. Could easily be a repeat of the final of 4 years ago. That has the potential to happen. These two here will be hoping to change that, of course. Here's Rodri. Cubarsí. Rodri called the computer by Luis de la Fuente. Such is his intelligence in the middle of the park. Lamine Yamal. Well, we've seen him do that before, just couldn't get enough whip on it that time. He's claiming a deflection.
Comes off a repress here. And, of course, with that left foot, he's getting into a good shooting area. Tempted goal here. And conviction, eyes on the goal. But now we've seen him in differing various positions on the field, which I think is the thing about Spain that makes them so difficult. The players are all so multi-skilled. They can interchange positions. They can show up in different areas. It really is a very difficult team to play against.
A shade over 20 minutes gone, still waiting for the first effort on target. Doku. That's a poor ball into Kevin De Bruyne. Not quite on the same page, those two.
But on the field, and at any moment, a potential link-up with Jeremy Doku back in the lineup. Just so explosive, a penetrator. Difficult guy to knock off the ball. Just an impressive footballer.
Free kick in Spain's favour. And Goy, the offender. Olmo. Pedro Porro, who got his first international goal in that round of 32 win over Austria. Lamine Yamal. Well, he put it through the legs of De Kuyper. But didn't have the engine to get onto the ball when it got away from him. Now, Doku. And this is the side of the pitch that Belgium are looking to use more often than not. Although Rascan will look to switch it. And it skids away from Castagna.
Well, Olmo just flicks this one towards the end line. He always knows that Yamal's behind it, but this is something special from Yamal. Instead of getting into a collision, He's just nicking it along the end line, trying to self-pass there. It doesn't happen, but it's the type of ingenuity he can pull off at any time.
If I eat poulet rouge every day and change like one topping each time, how long would it take to taste everything? Centuries?
Every 4 years, we make family traditions. And if we're lucky, make noise. Make purchases with the Scotiabank Passport Visa Infinite Plus card to earn Scene Plus points faster and take your tradition to new places.
Canada isn't just pretty. It's powerful. And our government has a plan to unlock that power. As the world races towards clean energy, Canada's government will use our natural advantage to build world-class energy projects that bring down costs, create thousands of new jobs, and lower emissions. We'll build a cleaner future in a way that only Canada can. A message from the Government of Canada.
If I eat poulet rouge every day and change like one topping each time, how long would it take to taste everything? Centuries?
Dangerous animal.
I have seen that guy at every Belgium game. He is getting around.
Yeah, some of the supporters have been just amazing throughout this World Cup. Just amazing. Same thing in here today.
I'll tell you what, it's warm inside the stadium as well. That is noticeable. We are indoors in the main. There are open sections that you can't see, but away to our left and away to our right, even though the majority of this stadium is under a roof, it still has that outdoor feel to it, Glenn, doesn't it?
Yeah, we felt that when we came into the building. But, you know, at our vantage point here, and we're pretty high up, it is warm.
These two playing for a place in the semi-final against France in Dallas next week. Kubasi. Unai Simon earning his 64th cap for Spain today in goal. Launched long by Porro. Oyathabel giving chase, but it was always going to be Thibaut Courtois' ball.
Just to go back to Rodri and the importance of him for Spain and controlling the game and setting the tempo. What Belgium does want to do today is try to force him to pass the ball sideways and backwards. That's almost impossible, but you're going to try to have him pass balls that are sideways or backwards as opposed to breaking lines.
Lamine Yamal for Spain. Overcooked it. Rodri. Such a fabulous player. I've really enjoyed watching Rodri down the years. So effortless in midfield. Cucurella.
Love seeing him win the Ballon d'Or too.
Kubasi getting high up the field here. Lamine Yamal. outside of the boot. Well, he'll try anything. He's a confident young man. And more often than not, he can pull it off too.
And that's what makes him so dangerous, the unpredictable. It's the type of players that people want to come to see. It's the remarkable talent. He even mentioned in the press conference that he's got a much higher ceiling. There's a long way for him to go. I thought that was very mature. He was also deflecting everything away from himself, putting it more on his teammates, the collective nature of the team.
And Spain have never lost when he started a game. 25 matches before today, 19 victories, 5 draws. So he is very much a good omen for Spain. Now, can Belgium find a gap here? Castagna back to Ngoy.
And this is good to get some possession and control the game a little bit, make Spain defend. The more you can make them defend, the better. It's not an easy thing to do because you first got to get the ball from them. But Belgium can play in possession also.
Trossard losing it briefly there to Baena.
But that work from Baena led to this bad ball and a loss of possession. So you have to credit Baena there for that hard work because it forced Belgium into an unforced error. Now you got the ball back.
Pedro Porro. Yamal, Porro again. Doku's with him. There's the pullback. Good save. Spill. Goal. Fabian Ruiz. Fabian Ruiz brought into the starting lineup. And he has scored the breakthrough goal in Los Angeles.
Yeah, gets a start over Pedri today. But it's this play out wide that penetrates. Doku's trying to get back. Parried away by Courtois, but the quickest man in the penalty area right now. And there's the finish. Tremendous there from Fabian Ruiz. This ball here just sharper than anybody to get there. And Spain has got the vital game's first goal. It was, unfortunately, Courtois parried it right to him. And it's 1-0. Spain.
So Spain with the edge. The kings of Europe with their eyes on the throne of the world with the advantage here. Long way to go. Belgium with a player down. And Castagna was struggling.
Goes up with Cucurella. Not sure. Oh, there.
Well, Fabian Ruiz with his first goal for Spain since scoring twice in a 4-1 win against Switzerland in the Nations League back in September of 2024. His 7th goal for his country overall.
This is the penetration from a wide area that supported the first time hit from Olmo, and just jumping on this faster than anybody, seeing it faster than anybody is Fabian Ruiz, another one of these incredibly gifted technical players of Spain after Courtois had come up with the first save. But it all starts off wide penetration and forcing Doku to defend. So it's a great, great goal for Spain. And against a hot team like Belgium, coming off a very emotional big win over the United States 4-1, you want to get the first goal.
Well, some big names from both film and music. Penelope Cruz there on the left, and certain Noel Gallagher of Oasis fame, who's heard his rendition of Wonderwall ringing out after each England success at these finals. And being an avid Manchester City supporter, he'll be rooting for the likes of Rodri and Kevin De Bruyne out there. Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. Makes a dart for the byline. And pulling it back for Rodri. And Goy with the header away. All hands on deck here for the Belgians.
Yeah, everybody pretty much back behind the ball, but it was amazing that last sequence. How high.
Oh, Yamal, how on earth did he get away from a cluster of Belgian players there? He's taken down. Silky smooth from Lamine Yamal.
Well, he seems up for the moment. Just the incredible quick feet, and it sets up this dangerous set piece that might favor a left-footed player. But you run at people, you're going to draw free kicks. You got to have those types of players in your team, and Spain has them, and it's led by Lamine Yamal. The man just relishes taking people on.
Well, they're having a good look at this as a whole clutch of players there. Olmo, Oyarzabal, Yamal in conversation. Courtois organising his wall. You would think this would favour the left foot of Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, it's definitely at an angle for a left-footed player. You would have to think it's all him. And there's a little bit of a three-man wall hiding the ball.
Lamine Yamal pushed out by Courtois. Stung the palms there of the Belgian goalkeeper.
Well, wraps his left foot around it. In the end, Courtois is going to make that save, but there's a very dangerous rebound that was left because of the power on the hit from Lamine Yamal.
Bayena's corner is a short one to Fabian Ruiz. Olmo, and Michael Oliver gets in his way. Hands of apology from the man in the middle, and a wry smile from Dani Olmo, but whistles and jeers from the Spanish fans.
Well, you don't see it too often, but it does happen. But to be fair, it did kill off a good...
Well, a glimpse there of the Belgian subs, and they could be oh so important. They have been at this World Cup. They've had 5 goals scored by substitutes at these finals. The substitutes have contributed more than any other team. Bayena, surely handball, was it? Play continued, and Michael Oliver has now given the signal that there was an arm used by Bayena.
But this is just a great direct run. Yeah, just a little below the shoulder. But just, it's like they're shot out of a cannon. All of a sudden, somebody's making this penetrating run. Yeah, we're used to the in-tight combination play, but all of a sudden, the ability to go vertical and go with a bit of a longer ball, that variety is really difficult to deal with.
Brad Pitt here. Told you the Hollywood stars were out in force. It is Spain here, looking to make a blockbuster headline by making it through to the final 4. Simon. And with each minute that passes, that record that the Spanish goalkeeper currently holds increases. Over 10 hours without a World Cup goal conceded, beating the previous record that was held by a certain Walter Zenga back in the 90s. And in truth, not too much for Unai Simon to worry about thus far. Here's Rodri for Spain. Porro.
Now, you use the word effortless with Rodri. Has 2 guys on him, gets out of pressure, and the ball's now on the other side of the field. Belgium has had to shift all the way over now.
Oh, lovely layoff there from Oyarzabal to Olmo, and almost back again. De Bruyne up to De Ketelaere and just belted away by the aforementioned Rodri.
Kevin De Bruyne not getting on the ball a lot. for Belgium in this first half, and that's what they would want.
Baena popping up in a more central position at the moment. Castagna up to De Ketelaere, who's in a feral tussle there with Laporte. All gets a little tetchy between those two.
Yeah, that was bound to happen here today, I think, with the meeting of these two men, because De Ketelaere is not going to stop chasing things. Comes off a 2-goal performance against the United States, and he's going up against a tremendous center back in Aymeric Laporte.
Ruiz.
Like the thief in the night.
Porro flying up on the right here. Porro, Rodri. Dani Olmo, who I've seen score some really important goals over the last few years for Spain. Lamine Yamal finds room, finds the wrong side of the net.
Well, one of your game plans is get the ball to the feet of this man, and he beats a few. It's off target, but shake of the hips, change of direction, and then a good shooting angle, just pulled his shot wide. But his ability and dribbling game is on here today. There's no question about that.
Jeremy Doku, followed closely by Porro. De Kuiper had made an underlapping run for Doku, who plays it in. Not bad at all. Trossard. Castagna calling for it and getting it now. And the cross was a disappointing one, but a chance for Belgium to build again. De Bruyne back out to Castagna, into Ketelaere! Belgium equaliser! Charles de Ketelaere finds a crack in the Spanish armour. Unai Simon finally beaten, and the Red Devils are back on terms in LA.
The extended territorial possession, great ball movement. They're going to ultimately get it out wide here. And then this is the delivery. Ultimately, he's going to get in here. It's looking to see if this is being checked. But De Ketelaere there, just so aggressive to get ahead on it and produce an equalizer there, and he's marked heavily. Just the first to get his head to it. That's a good goal. It's a great goal.
Well, he's got a fabulous header in the last game. He scores a header in this one. It's checked. It's good. We're back underway. Spain 1, Belgium 1. But another memorable moment for the Atlanta striker, De Ketelaere, who's managed to rebuild his career in the last few years. He had a move to Milan that didn't quite work out. But very much on song for Belgium at these finals.
Now got 3 goals in 2 games. I mean, he was a one-man wrecking machine against the U.S.
And Belgium score with their first effort on target. De Kuiper, Trossard. And De Ketelaere very nearly nicking that away from Kubasi. There was a foul spotted by
Is it handball?
Michael Oliver. Handball, yeah.
Handball, it's going to bring out a yellow. And then Kubasi is the one
the shorts of De Bruyne.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was. Either way, Kubarsi's got to play the game differently now as a center back carrying a yellow, the 19-year-old. Exceptional player, mature beyond his years.
De Kuiper, Trossard, Ngoy, Castagna, De Ketelaere making himself available.
And Belgium just brimming with confidence now after the goal. Ball's moving off their feet quicker. They're getting more possession in the opponent's half of the field, in the Spain half of the field. You can just see it in their movements.
Well, they have been scoring freely at this tournament, Belgium. Ahead of today, only France had scored more than them so far. 12 goals in 3 matches prior to today. But that's a turnover that might present problems for Belgium. Lamine Yamal tussling with De Kuiper, and De Kuiper is pulled up for a foul.
Belgian fans not liking it. And here's the delivery from a wide area. This is going to prove that De Ketelaere is onside.
By a fraction.
Not by much. But isn't that the way it is these days?
Fine margins. They always are in games like this. Porro. Lamine Yamal. He's got just the balance of a ballerina, hasn't he? It's incredible. Oh. There's Porro. That's wild.
It's just remarkable how Spain has to deal with so many teams that defend in a low block, and they just embrace the challenge. But here's the bent-in delivery. And that's just getting your head there first. It's just a flying header from De Ketelaere to get there first. Spectacular goal. Great delivery from Castagna.
There's a former law student, Charles De Ketelaere, also a Flemish tennis champion for his age group when he was 10 years of age. And his goal here, as Belgium level, we are into a minimum of 5 additional minutes at the end of the opening period. Olmo looking to bring it under control, and Mekela with a rather hurried swipe away. There's a corner to Spain.
Very important corner here, an opportunity to produce something here heading into the locker room. It's got to be defended here by Belgium, or it takes away from what you just did, finally breaching Spain. They're all coming forward. Laporte.
Bayena to take this. Yamal is available as a short option. Fizzed in near post instead. De Bruyne behind it.
Now that's a legend still breathing there. For those Belgium and Napoli. What a player.
Over it comes again. Rodri. Back for Fabian Ruiz, looking for another. Belgium standing firm. De Ketelaere taking them forward. Nice idea, trying to release Doku, but Dani Olmo retrieving it for Spain.
Look at how quickly Olmo gets it forward.
Bayena. Yamal is out there offering support. Oyathabal waiting in the middle. Ruiz has joined him. And the cross eludes everyone in there. Goal kick Belgium.
Well, here's Kevin De Bruyne at the near post. This one he doesn't get a head on. And dangerously, that's just bouncing around your penalty area.
Nice touch from Doku. Did get away from him in the end. Oh, collision between Olmo and Oyarzabal. That was unfortunate. Oyarzabal very much the silent assassin for Spain. He's had a fabulous tournament, 4 goals, and he often goes under the radar. That's painful, no doubt. He'll be fine. But a lot of the other Spanish players tend to get all the glory. There's Pedri, who was left out from the start. But Oyarzabal just has this ability of stepping up to the plate when Spain come calling. I think it's 16 and 16 games at this level for him.
Yeah, he's one of these strikers. It's based on movement, mobility. He's got this sense of knowing where the ball's going to be before it gets there. Wonderful player. He's, maybe you got to say, he's your goal scorer, right? Along with hoping that Lamine Yamal's going to start breaking the net a little bit more.
And credit to him, he's reinvented himself in many ways. Oyarzabal started out very much as a wide man, but now playing down the middle as a number 9. He only selected one traditional number 9, Spain, in this squad, and that was Borja Iglesias. Now Belgium on the attack with Doku. Never quite sure which direction he's going to go in, and Spain are finding that out. The cross has looped over the top of Unai Simon's crossbar.
Well, whenever Jeremy Doku gets the ball in the attacking third, it's cause for real concern with his ability to beat people off the dribble. Castagne there's got some gauze in his nose to deal with some bleeding.
Well, going back to Jeremy Doku, Pep Guardiola once said he's the best in the world over the first 5 meters. Just because he's so rapid out of the blocks, Jeremy Doku. And Pedro Porro, for one, has to be very careful with him.
Well, the greats all have that, right? They're explosive over a couple of yards. You know, whether it's Messi, Yamal, that's what they have. Erling Haaland, although a differing type of striker, it's that explosive nature. What a half.
Yeah, that's been truly engaging from minute 1 to the last of the opening period. Shoulder Ketelar heading Belgium level after Fabian Ruiz had opened the scoring. Belgium found one in the World Cup quarter-final. The winner of this goes to Dallas next to face France, who prevailed against Morocco yesterday. Really interesting matchup, this one, for sure. Two more intriguing quarter-finals to come as well. Norway in their first ever quarter-final against England tomorrow, and the defending champions Argentina against Switzerland, who are in the quarter-finals for the first time since 1954. So Spain ahead through Fabian Ruiz, cancelled out by Charles de Ketelaere. Spain conceding from only the 6th shot they have faced at these finals. Remarkable that that incredible wall has finally been breached. Second half underway. We play to a finish in LA. Spain in the red shirts, kicking from right to left in this second half.
Well, let's see how Spain reacts after giving up the late goal. I think it's more of the same for them, no question about it, and I think it's a huge confidence boost for Belgium. And this has always had the feel to me of being a one-goal game, and to your point, one that could potentially go longer.
Here's Rodri. Aymeric Laporte. Cucurella. Cucurella looking to get in behind Trossard. And Michael Oliver blows his whistle, not happy with Marc Cucurella and the attention he gave.
So what you're seeing here, this is what Trossard has done the whole game here. He's really been focused on defending Cucurella, and that has been really his job, more so than joining in the attack, which is what we're more used to. But Trossard has been excellent doing the tracking on Cucurella.
Well, de Ketelaere did really well initially there, but then ran out of steam. Luis de la Fuente, he replaced Luis Enrique back in December of 2022. Aiming to lead Spain into just their second World Cup semi-final. And the last time they got to the Final Four, they went on to lift the trophy, that Andre Iniesta goal in Johannesburg, earning them global glory. Here's Jeremy Doku for Belgium. And Trossard was sniffing out something, but Unai Simon smartly off his line.
Well, Trossard was at the other end of the field defending Cucurella, and he's almost on the end of that. Show you the ground that he's covering. Uncharacteristic, unforced error coming from Spain that led to that chance.
Oyarzabal. Lamine Yamal. Kubasi. Oh, what a pass, and Lamine Yamal is through, and Courtois comes up huge. The flag will now go up. It wouldn't have counted.
Well, he's fast, but I don't know if he's that fast. But the idea is great here, and these are the types of runs, and it's not, you know, you look at that and it's not by much. So those runs that are coming from him and Baena are dangerous, and even Lamine Yamal knows it's a matter of inches.
Well, Belgium have got one against the reigning European champions. They haven't scored twice against them in the last 11 meetings. You've got to go back to the 1980 European Championship to find the last time that Belgium scored 2 against Spain.
Well, I think more importantly, Belgium hasn't beaten Spain in 11 matches.
De Bruyne tangling with Fabian Ruiz.
We've talked about so many of the great players in the history of the game here. Their last World Cup. Well, Kevin De Bruyne is another one.
Doku on the surge. Away from Rodri. But no way past Aymeric Laporte, but a corner has been given.
And I think this has been a concern for Spain today, is the power and the strength of the players that are playing up high, like Jeremy Doku. Now, Laporte can handle it for sure, but maybe Pau Cubarsí, maybe that's not his thing. And maybe Belgium feels they can maybe outmuscle the center backs at times of Spain.
De Bruyne ready to deliver. It's an outswinger. Clatter clear by Porro. The whistle had gone for a push in there. Baena was the one on the receiving end.
Lots of movement. The Ketelar's getting hugged there a little bit. It's always so subjective with all the grabbing, the clutching, the movement, the pushing, the positioning. Sometimes you hear a whistle and you're kind of worried about what's going to happen after that.
And Belgium in their first quarter-final since Russia 2018. They were underdogs in that game as well, and they managed to beat Brazil.
Great example of Yamal going wide and opening the channel up for the run coming behind him.
Yamal to Baena. Oyarzabal. Cucurella. Baena trying to give Castagna the slip. Rodri. Yamal. Jinking inside. This is where he wants to get the ball on his left boot. Rodri to Cucurella. Oyarzabal. Baena bringing Cubarsí into the equation. Cucurella let it go for Fabian Ruiz. He leaves it for Oyarzabal. Cucurella. And there's the strike. It is wide from Lamine Yamal. It took a nick on its way. Corner.
So difficult to deal with Lamine Yamal. He goes wide. Do you go with him? Do you not? Here's Cucurella fighting to keep this alive and creating a chance through sheer effort, as that falls beautifully to the left foot of Lamine Yamal. Now, we've seen him in that area a lot.
Corner played short. Yamal hoisting one in there, nodded down, comes the way of Dani Olmo, who cracks it. It is nowhere near, though.
Oh, he thought it was dropping for him perfectly. Dani Olmo, such a fun player to watch, finding those pockets of space. Looks like Luis de la Fuente is getting set to bring on a change here, and a change that's a good one. If you look at their bench, and I'm not going to jump ahead of you here, Paul, but there's a few good options on that Spanish bench, so let's just say that.
Yeah, got a glimpse there of Ferran Torres and Pedri. So changes afoot. Baena for Spain. Cucurella. Some space here, certainly, for Fabian Ruiz to operate in. Taking his time, though. Rodri. Cucurella. Oh, nice. It's a lovely idea, that. If anything, just maybe a tad too heavy, the ball in towards Fabian Ruiz.
Just tried to whip it in there fast and get it to his feet as early as possible. Just slightly off, but that idea, that type of ball that you see played by Spain is pretty remarkable.
Torres and Pedri waiting to come on for Spain. They have emerged now at the edge of the pitch. Doku's first touch wasn't particularly great, but he's recovered it well.
Well, he's had some niggling injuries, and I believe he became a father. A lot of things going on in his life, and they're hoping that today this could be a big breakout game for Jeremy Doku at the right time.
Leandro Trossard of Arsenal. De Bruyne. Doku. Faced by Pedro Porro. Ball inside for De Bruyne. Back to Doku. Lovely move. Chance. Offside netting. Well, the move deserved more. De Kuiper was the one that took aim. It couldn't find the target.
Well, Kevin De Bruyne, he's got his fingerprints all over this one. He started this attack. He got it out wide. He was an option. And I thought he might control it and try to finish. Instead, he played a one-time ball.
Well, Fabian Ruiz and Alex Baena, the two to be withdrawn by Luis de la Fuente. And Pedri and Ferran Torres are now on. Pedri, one of those left out from the start.
You got to think, Paul, that Ruben Diaz has to be thinking of making changes to counter this.
Lamine Yamal. Oh, beautifully taken there. There's Pedri, who took it on the turn. Just their ability, Spain, to be able to dictate the tempo of the game. You can go full tilt and then they can just slow it right back down again. Cucurella, Dani Olmo, Rodri. Porro. Lamine Yamal. Torres, Oyarzabal waiting in the middle. Torres has now stepped out of the box again. They've worked the opening here. It's a really poor delivery from Pedro Porro, and he knows it. You won't need telling about that.
Well, when Yamal came inside to create the overload, it created a lot of space for Porro to then get into the attacking third. And as you mentioned, the delivery not there in the end.
Well, changes of foot as well for Belgium. Romelu Lukaku, Alex Witsel ready to come on. Miles Garrett of the LA Rams is here. Plays his football in this stadium, American football. And Rudy Garcia ready to make changes of his own. Belgium's all-time top scorer will be with us shortly, Romelu Lukaku.
It's going to get interesting. You had to think the response would come pretty quick, and it has.
Lamine Yamal. A lot of pace on that. It had Courtois at full stretch to put it out of harm's way. Pedri. And Belgium just have to stick at this, stay with Spain for as long as they can. Barcelona's Pedri to Barcelona's Lamine Yamal. Stolen by Jeremy Doku, and this is where Belgium will look to break, and that's a foul by Lamine Yamal, and probably a good one for Spain to make, because Doku was threatening to break clear.
Yeah, clearly a professional foul here, because there is a big fear in Doku taking off with this. Allows your team to get back behind the ball, and here's Spain getting set for their changes with Witsel and Lukaku.
It's going to be a triple change as well, I think. Joaquin Saiz is down there and ready for action. Oh, it just got away from Ketelar. It was a loose pass from him. Brought down by Olmo. He can use Cucurella if he wants to. Laporte. Turned wide for Cucurella. And Goy behind that one.
Here we go.
A raft of changes to come now for Belgium. The vastly experienced Axel Witsel will come on for his 140th cap in this game, 37. Made his first appearance at these finals as a sub against the USA. Van Aken has gone off. Trossard has gone off. Romelu Lukaku is now with us. The first appearance at the tournament for Joachim Seyss of Club Brugge. And he will slot into that left-back position vacated by De Kuyper.
Well, one thing you got to say when you see Romelu Lukaku coming on after scoring off the bench in 3 games, there is a level of fear.
Lamine Yamal! Oh, Courtois managing to get knuckles on it. That's the thing with him, you just can't take a breath when Yamal's on the ball.
Just seems to be getting closer and closer to producing a second goal here for Spain. Yamal.
Breaks for Ferran Torres. Doku is definitely the outball for Belgium. Pushed on. No flag here either. Raskan looking for Lukaku, won't reach him. De Bruyne bringing it down on the turn and just couldn't generate the power needed to give Simon a major problem.
Incredible. And look at the target. That is a huge play from Laporte, because just drifting off to the far post was Lukaku, and that's what Spain has got to be careful of now. It's Belgium, Doku, Lukaku in transition. And that was a beautifully put together moment there, timed beautifully.
Olmo finding Lamine Yamal. Oyarzabal wanting it, pushed inside Oyarzabal. Courtois again, fabulous stop. Just really intelligent goalkeeping. That is someone who knows exactly the exact geography of his penalty area through years of experience.
Well, it's going to have to be something special to beat him at the near post. Makes himself big.
Corner is short. Olmo, Pedro Porro, and back again. And again. Ferran Torres. Stepping on the inside of Ngoy, laid off towards Pedri. Rodri. And that's the thing with them, they don't force it, do they? If it's not on, they're more than happy to go back and start afresh.
Yeah, they'll recirculate it. They've done it when they've looked like they're in a posture.
Ferran Torres inside for Lamine Yamal, almost, but not quite. Olmo is tripped by Nicola Rasca, the Rangers man.
This is a time of real concern here now for Spain, because you got to be careful in transition when you lose the ball now with Doku and Lukaku out there. That 2 to 3 seconds when the ball turns over, you have to be alive, you have to be positionally sound. You might take a little bit less risk now with your center backs trying to join them in the attack.
Olmo Yamal. That's really well defended by Joaquin Seis, the 21-year-old, making his first appearance at this World Cup. No challenge bigger than the one he's facing at the moment.
And there's Lamal going to the far post. Courtois sees this all the way again. That's that patented left foot trying to wrap it around. He's been getting in on his left foot. He's had a lot of looks at goal, just has not produced the finish.
Dani Olmo. There's the switch to Cucurella. Pedri. Oyarzabal. Almost flick into Ferran Torres. Lamine Yamal. Again, they've managed to close the door on him. Jeremy Doku has earned Belgium a free kick respite for them.
But that's how quick Spain gets after it. Lamine Yamal got doubled up, he got smothered, and this is Spain hunting the ball right away, right near the goal, hoping to get an immediate chance. That's that repress. And Courtois is just going down.
Well, he would not go down for nothing, Thibaut Courtois.
John, I liked when you were talking about him earlier and just extolling how great of a goalkeeper this man is. Now, just think about if you're one of these backs and you know he's behind you, the confidence that he gives you, the communication that he gives you. Over a decade of service for that man. Here's Lamal. And Yamal trying to again bend it in. Don't know if he stretches or pulls something there. And this was the challenge at the near post again. Decade of service of this man. And I'll tell you, when you're down there and you're close to him, you see how small the goal looks with him standing in it.
Totally. And of course he knows a lot of the opposing players today, being a Real Madrid goalkeeper. But this one on a knife edge still. Spain 1, Belgium 1 as we reach the hydration break.
Play for the Ultras?
Shootout. Leo van der Elst scored Belgium's decisive penalty to send them through, and that remains Belgium's only penalty shootout success at a major tournament. We could get them today, you never know. A lot of football still to be played before we consider that, though. Ferran Torres, Rodri. Pedro Porro is seeking out Cucurella and finding him. Oyarzábal. Pedri. Rodri looking for Cucurella. Clever. And Ferran Torres certainly thumped that goalwards. The flag is up. Oh, now then, there is going to be a change after all. And Thibaut Courtois, well, he gave it a go, but he can't continue. So Courtois leaves us. And Senna Lommens of Manchester United comes on. Oh, that is not a sign that we want to see. Thibaut Courtois in tears, and having to leave the field, possibly as featured for the last time at this World Cup.
Well, think about that in the context of just this game right now. Lommens comes in, Manchester United, for a legend. Biggest minutes of his international career. And you're coming in against Spain.
It's only his third senior cap, Senna Lommens, but had a very good season with Manchester United. Here he is now playing in a World Cup quarter-final, and I'd be grateful to get the ball at his feet relatively early just to get a feel of things. He clatters it downfield, or it's won by Kubasi.
If I'm Belgium, I think you want Romelu Lukaku in and around Kubasi. As opposed to Laporte, because I just think the strength and power that he has, he can just create space for himself in and around the box. Just like a battery ram up front.
Now Ferran Torres has found a pocket of space. Lamine Yamal. And can't find the right ball in.
Took it to his right that time. Couldn't pull it back. Two difference makers there, Yamal and Courtois.
Well, he had been out of work, Rudi Garcia, since leaving Napoli in 2023 when he was given the Belgian job. The Frenchman, who famously won a League and Cup double with Lille, also been at Roma, Marseille, Lyon, Al Nassr. Pedri. Dani Olmo into Oyarzabal, got it caught up in his feet.
Wow, Olmo just drifted in behind the Belgian line. That was amazing, and whipped it into the feet.
Torres let it go. Oyarzabal tried to pick him out.
Trying everything, dummies, tricks, flicks. They're getting in behind the lines. They're getting crosses in. Spain's trying everything. Bending but not breaking Belgium.
Dani Olmo. Having a go, swept away by Raskan. But at the moment, it is attack against defence. It has been for long periods throughout this match. But no change to the scoreline. Spain 1, Belgium 1. Castagna. Too high for Lukaku, who has got 3 goals at these finals, all from the bench, all from the 86th minute onwards.
Oh, we're still 12 minutes away from that marker.
Oyarzabal. Lamine Yamal. Sent over towards Olmo. Vision there from Lamine Yamal was exquisite. And the way he just
and how quickly he
clip the ball in from a standing position like that.
And that's so quickly. It's like he snaps it in there. Just remarkable. It's credit to Belgium because they've defended well for a time period here. And
Scan, who's fouled by Pedro Porro.
Well, Jeremy Doku's living up to it here. This is his best football in this 2026 World Cup. Sometimes the opponent brings the best out in you. That last attack, though, for Spain, Ferran Torres was wide open at the far post. And you could see him, he was upset he didn't get the ball. Probably wouldn't be the first player to be upset either.
No, absolutely not. Doku. Go too much of it to Rodri. Pedri. Lamine Yamal, those red shirts are everywhere. And Belgium digging in.